Hey there, everyone. I'm Marco Alcubé, the host of Expat Experts podcast. This video is extracted out of a longer interview with Cepee, an American who is currently living in Spain, and it's helping other women above 30 years old to move abroad.
I did a lot of research on that, but then I have people in my network that are experts. For instance, there's an expert in Croatia who, helped me ensure that the information for Croatia was intact. And the same with our blog posts. A lot of those are outsourced to people who have expertise in that country or have gone through that process. So I definitely rely on other people to help me make sure that we're giving out accurate information.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I suppose with visa and bureaucracy, at the end you can find information and you can talk with people. But when people ask for a more generic question and like, I don't know, I'm planning to move to Italy. Should I go as a woman, or where is the best job situation right now? If you never lived in Italy, or you are not someone who moved there, that information is complicated to answer that. Like you need someone who knows, I suppose.
Definitely. And that's where the power of community comes in, in our Facebook group, for example. I mean, as anyone who's you've been in a Facebook group, especially for foreigners or expats, you can ask a question and you'll definitely have people who have been in that situation, that will comment and let you know, hey, I use this lawyer, or, hey, I've lived here, or I worked here. And I would say, for our VIP, kind of experience in our premium community, the Refreshers Lounge, we have experts come in where you can, talk to them live and ask questions. And so I definitely, again, use my network to come help answer those questions for my community, because again, like you said, I can't know it all. I've never lived in France. So how can I know everything about France, right? But I do know people who live there and are experts, and I can connect them to my community.
Cool. I was just asking about the job, like, because I suppose a lot of the people who is willing to move abroad, but they don't have a job, and that makes them fear even more, like the fact of moving abroad, because without having a financial sustain that can maintain you into a country you don't really like, or sometimes you do the jump. But I suppose a lot of people, especially after 30, as you said, I suppose this fear increase. How do you deal with that? Like, I saw that you have some recommendations of like remote job and like finding and whatever, but do you really offer or you help people to search for new jobs?
Yeah, this is such a great question. Well, first I would say for my audience, I do not recommend moving without a job, unless if you can financially afford to do so, right? Some people are retiring early, or some people have savings to do a year-long sabbatical. That's great. But if you want to move abroad, and you want it to be a successful move, you need to have your job situation figured out before you go. Also, because a lot of visas are linked to work. So you probably, as a US citizen, probably can't even move to a foreign country if you don't have a digital nomad visa, or if you're able to get a job in country. So what we do is we support people with providing resources. In our Refreshers Lounge, our VIP experience, we have a job board where I handpick. I go and look for jobs that are remote, that meet our members, like the jobs that our members are looking for. We have remote work experts come talk to us. We have recruiters come talk to us. And so just trying to get our members in front of the right people who can help them, fix that problem faster. So I don't per se, I'm not a recruiter or headhunter. I don't, personally help people find a job in that sense, but definitely, give them job links to work from anywhere jobs, help them understand what countries you can move to in Europe easier in terms of finding a job in that country, right? Not every country in Europe is easy to find work in, but some are a bit easier. So helping them understand the challenges and the opportunities for both of those. I mean, there's two ways you can do it. Again, you can find remote work that you can take with you, or you can find a job in country.
I see. I also saw, you already said that majority of the focus that you have right now, it's in European countries, although you have some people who are interested in moving in other places.
Yeah, well, our community is global, so we have people from all over the world, but I would say the biggest demographics are going to be from the United States, from Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia. Those are our biggest demographics. But we have, members who are located in Latin America, in Africa, in East Asia. So we have members from all over the world, but the biggest ones are going to be those that are coming from the regions I just mentioned, or the countries I just mentioned.
Nice. What is the place that you would recommend right now? Like, is there any place that you recommend on top of other places?
Well, there's one I'm recommending, but I haven't been there yet. So maybe wait till I get more information. But I've heard great things, and I'm going in September, about Albania. And I'll tell you why I recommend Albania. So Albania is one of the only countries in Europe that does not require a visa for Americans to move there for the first year. So if you are in the US and you want to leave the country tonight and don't want to have to figure out your visa situation, you can just hop on a plane and go to Albania and live there very comfortably, because it's a very affordable country to live in right now. So that's what I'm recommending to people who don't want to deal with all the bureaucracy.
That's a funny one. Like all the Albanians coming to Greece and all the Americans going to Albania. Well, with that, what is the core of? So, what would you say that it's the core value of the products that or the project that you have in your hands? Like, what is the most relevant points? Because you're touching multiple things, but if you need to summarize it somehow, how you do it, how you explain your project to others?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're here to teach women over 30 how to move abroad, and how we do that is, one, educating you, so letting you know exactly the steps that you need to take, connecting you to the right people, right, the right resources, and also connecting you with a community so you don't feel alone. I think a lot of women who are, over 30 doubt that this is a good idea, that maybe it's a mistake, maybe they're too old, maybe it's too late, maybe they're the only one who has this crazy idea that they want to move abroad. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, in She Here Refreshed, I think that's the first thing that you get to experience, is not being alone, and that there's thousands of women out there who want to do the same thing and have done so. And we are here to support you and teach you how to do it in a way that you can make a successful move. Because yes, you can string this together and do it yourself. But remember, like I said, I tried and failed many times to do this. So we want to teach you how to do it in a way that's going to work.
Nice. You kind of succeed pretty much with this project. Like, you have a big amount of followers, you have like a premium thing. I suppose like a lot of it has been hard work, but also like having the knowledge in marketing. I don't think everyone can throw out a product out there and succeed with it. Unfortunately, the podcast, I hope it has the bandwidth that your project had, for example, and arrive to mass more people. Of course, I always have an extra job and a full-time job, and it's not always easy. It's more like a side project. But how did you arrive? Like, what do you think when it triggered the fact that you succeed? And I mean, you mentioned, for example, that Forbes was through your, like, the mention or the sponsoring purpose was like coming with your book. There is also like a mention in New York Times, so you were like also there. How all of this happened?
Yeah, thank you so much for the kind words. I think, a lot of it with any project, and you'll hear people say this, like, you have to love what you're doing, because it does require so much work. So that's one thing is, I did this for many years without, making very much money. I mean, less than, a few $1,000s. I did a lot of work just for the pure love of the project. And the belief that, we were going to be able to attain certain goals in time. And just creating that content and quality content, that's what really helped us get those features, right? When I reached out to Forbes and pitched them, I had things to back it up. I had things to show them. New York Times, they found us. You know, they were Googling love abroad, women abroad, and you know, our content came up, and that's how they found us.
If you liked this short video out of the full episode, you can find the link to it around here and in the description below. Of course, if you are also interested in checking out other episodes, please subscribe and like.